Good afternoon, doctor. Today we're going to discuss this statement of stress can bring, and then we're going to talk about a poster about the causes and effects of stress to university. Now we're going to enter part 1.
Hello, I'm doing part 1, which is the statement about stress, which is we are agree or agree. I'm agree with this statement. Before I agree, that is, we need to know actually what is stress. When we talk about stress, there is a positive thing and there is a negative thing. So there are 3 types of stress: is positive stress, tolerable stress, and toxic stress. Positive and tolerable stress are the positive stress, which is they can learn something new or they can develop in mastering new skills. They can learn from how to handle their frustration. So the toxic stress is the bad part of stress, which is make them more sad and they cannot do anything. So what do you think about this, Kumar?
I would like to say thank you to Sharvin of his idea. So basically what I think is stress cannot bring benefit to you because if you are a student and you wanted to take exam and okay, like you are a student, right? You keep studying until midnight, like you don't get enough sleep because you studying, and after you got your exam result, you not achieve what you target for your exam. Like for me, like it can bring uh uh it can be frustrated at some point. So when you got your exam result, like uh your friends got A for their maths exam, for example, but you got C for your math exam. You study like 24 hours, you study, not get enough sleep, but you got C for your math exam. It will make you feel bad about yourself. Uh, it will make you low self-esteem. Like you will be frustrated. So for me, like stress cannot bring benefits. Like if you got C for your math exam, how you want to make that positive? Like you will be frustrated because you have already studying, already learned from your mistake, but still you got C. So at that point, like you cannot do anything and you will be depressed. So stress can make you depressed because yeah, like I said before, just not can bring benefit to us. So Shavin, would you like to continue?
So I can agree with your statement, but I'm still stand with my statement, which is I agree with there is a benefit from stress. So I take your example, which is you said that someone is like taking an exam of mathematics and he got C even though he got a lot of effort. So how about you use the stress to like change your strategy how you study? It's not about like you study like 24 hours and study, but you didn't change your the way of study, like the techniques using like calculation methods. And how about that? I believe that this kind of stress make you more strong and help you to learn new things. Like if you change the technique because of the stress, so you have the chance to learn the new thing and you have a complete idea how to do and improve yourself in the thing like you don't have any idea what to do. So stress is always help us to overcome the things, the suffers, the frustration, as you say. I'm still believe that there is benefit of stress. The good part of stress. So did you agree with this statement, Uma?
I'm totally not agree with your statement, but I will support my statement that stress cannot bring benefits to us because just like you said, uh, we need to improvise our study technique, like you said, so we can adapt stress to improvise our study technique. But it depends on the person itself. So uh, if you said that technique, stress can change your study technique, but for me, like uh, for the person who already use with their technique, but try to change the technique, it will make him more, more frustrated. Like I have learned this technique for long years, but somehow I got the exam result. Then I need to change for another technique to gain a better result. Like that's the problem. So for the students who have a lot of homeworks like assignments, it will make them more frustrated. Like you want to study, but you got a lot of assignment to finish. So for me, like, what's the point of the new technique? If you like, if you cannot uh consider yourself as a student, right? You, it can change your, like having difficulty to relaxing while studying. So for me, like, it can, it can be quite frustrated at some points. So another thing, like, if you studies like you studies at school for 12 hours and then come back home and then continue to study, like, for me, I have insomnia. It's hard to sleep at night. So come we can conclude that it giving me more stress. I don't think like stress can bring benefits to change our study technique. So how about you, Sherwin? Would you like to continue?
So even though I listen with you, the statements you just give, it's your personal life. You just give you as evidence. But how about you think the perspective from other people? It's not about always about ourselves, right? So there is a part which is it's conclude like all of us, like everyone in the world, how they think the stress is beneficial or it's like make us more reliable on others. As an example, see, you're saying like you still cannot have the performance from the stress, making more frustration, like you have insomnia, and that is a part of you. How about others? Even the some studies say like a group of people who work in a place, 400 people, right? They said stress make them giving more new outcomes and making their like enhance their performance each and every month. Like each and every month, their progress is growing. So they have the proof. So even from me, like my personal experience, which is every time I have an like assignment, which is like always to the due date, and I become stressed, and suddenly I stress, and at one point, I think like, okay, we need to do that, like it pushing me to do. So after I done my part, I feel relaxed because of the stress part. I feel I can finish this. So you also need to know that stress is inevitable. There is a always like about the people's perspective, but the efforts are not. Even though we are stressed, we have some efforts to get out from that. If we always in the same stress, we cannot survive until now, until this day. So what do you think about this statement?
Mm, it's a nice statement you give, but Have you watched your social media like Instagram or TikTok sometimes? But if you watch social media like Instagram, most of the comments of the students said like during PKP they have online classes, right? So during the online classes, some of the teachers are having problems to join the class. Then the teachers give them a lot of homework. This the reason why most of the students nowadays uh, having stress at the very young age. Like secondary students have a lot of homework to finish. Like they don't have time to do outdoor activities. This will lead them to having health issues like obesity or having like headaches. So you can see, right, stress will lead you to do your homework, right? So you do your homework, then you got no time to do outdoor activities like playing soccer with your friends or playing futsal with your friend. Like this stress can lead you to having health issues. Maybe I can give you an example like obesity, maybe headaches, maybe like cold. So that's the what happening. That's what I can see to the student nowadays. So Sharvin, would you like to continue?
Yeah, even though you are giving like health issues and mental issues,
Yep.
but I cannot give up in my points. So I'm still agree. So how about others? What do you think, guys?
For me personally, I would agree with the statement. The benefit stress can bring is far outweigh the cons of stress. What about the others?
I actually agree with Sharvin that explain the stress give a lot of benefit to people.
Yeah, me too. I think stress brings a lot of benefits.
So like we say, the most of us are choosing the agree part. So the statement which is the benefit of stress is correct. And even though there are two of us like giving disagree, still the majority wins. So we are going to part 2 now, which is
Okay, so we will continue to part 2. We have a poster that we would like to discuss about. What do you guys think about the poster? Fatima, can you show the poster? Thank you.
Can you see the poster?
Yes, I can. Oh, it looks quite weird with the person with the hands and the brains there. But other than that, the other pictures looks pretty relatable. How about you guys? What do you guys think about the poster?
Okay, so for me, I think I can relate with the first picture. The first picture is a picture of a student that graduates and they think about their past. And for me, I can relate it because when I graduate from my diploma, I think when I look at myself, all the stress that I've been through, it has helped me with self-development and I improve a lot. So yeah, it really relates to me. What about you, Fatima?
Okay, for me, based on the poster we had chosen, I can actually interpret that the poster gives a message that stress makes us stronger if we look at it in a positive perspective. For example, if we look at the fourth picture on the top of the poster, the picture shows a girl being lonely and being abandoned by her friends. Actually, it can cause by lack of a social skill that leads to depression for certain people. But actually, if we take this question as our challenge, we will find a way to face it, and actually that stress can make us more stronger. Okay. What else can I add is actually I can relate this question with my experience when I was in high school. Actually, when I was in high school, there are a lot of time I was being alone because I am introvert and still cannot make friends easily. But after years, I felt that I am comfortable when I am being alone and not depend to other people. And actually, I take it as my strength. So, what Shaida think about it?
Okay, so for me, I can relate with the third picture, picture of the girl looking at the papers and thinking. So for me, this picture, it speaks to me because for me, I have group assignment, and then sometimes I don't know what to do, like things I cannot really do, and then it this stress, it helps me to be responsible because whether by hook or by crook, I really need to finish the assignment. So this picture really speaks to me. It makes me stress, actually makes me more responsible as a person. What do you think, Iman?
I see. For the two pictures you guys just relate just now, it really does also make me feel the same way as well. There's also one picture that I also have quite an experience about, which is the sixth one of the person getting stuck in reading. For me, it was during my time in STPM where I failed an exam because at the start, when there was like 3 months before the exam, I didn't really feel the need to study about the topic as it seemed so far away, so I just ignored it until it was too late. The exam was it has a week left before it starts, and then I started panic, and then I started to study very hard, which it didn't work. And during the exam, I was so stressed out that I couldn't even move my hand to write on the paper. In the end, I got a D, but it was okay. But in the end, it makes me really forces me to make a schedule to study regularly, and then afterwards my exams went better. So the statement of the poster that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is really real. In this case, stress and the effects that happens after it really did make me stronger. What about you guys? Do you guys have anything else to add about it?
Actually, I want to add something. Okay,
Yeah.
from the poster, I think what can I say, we must know how to control our stress levels so that we can find a way to use that stress to find our strength. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, that really sounds true, very true about it. Shahida, what about you?
I think yeah, the same. I think stress really brings a lot of benefit to me as a student.
Yeah, so we can basically conclude that uh, stressful events and learning how to get by with these stress really does make us stronger in the end. Okay, what about Umar and Shavin? Do you guys agree with this kind of conclusion? Or do you have anything else to add onto it?
First of all, I completely agree with this statement because it's like everyone is facing the same because everyone like teenagers, right? So we also have
Yeah.
some steps. We need to learn some new things. So I completely agree with this statement.
Yeah.
Oh, beside than
Well,
that, I think that the poster is quite colorful. Does you guys think so? Like so many
yeah.
colors. Very interesting for like a student like us. Watching the poster
Yeah, it
for
looks very abstract.
yeah.
Oh, what about the conclusion? What do you agree to it? Or
So because of the majority, we are agreeing with this part.
yeah,
So we just go with the flow. I believe on that.
yeah,
I always do.
Yes,
yeah,
I also believe.
yeah. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger.